Illness is the update. So I don't expect him for tonight, but he's still a possibility. And I do expect Byro in, who was call up. Will be Anderson.
What are you looking forward to seeing from
Brandon? It's his first game in the NHL, so hopefully we can get him to relax and play with some intensity. But it's just getting him through that nervous energy to start, and that he can get into his game. And obviously, you want to surround him with good performance by the team and his line mates specifically. So that would be the hope. That he's insulated well enough to just go play with confidence.
What is the focus when you have an opponent who's feeling a lot of confidence like Montreal seems to be in the last?
Well, respect. I think you have to have respect for any opponent you play, and respect for the details of the game. And then you factor in much different atmosphere, I'm going to guess, than it was a week ago when we were in here, or whenever it was, with fans in the building and passionate fans in the building. So, there's a different energy, a different adrenaline for the home team, obviously, when that happens. And, this place is known for that. The energy that the crowd and the fans can provide for their team, and that was evident watching the film just of the other night against Toronto. So for us, that is obviously something that we need to be very respectful of and aware of, and we're going to deal with that as we didn't have to deal with that last week. And obviously the Canadiens are playing better than they were a week ago as well, so factor that in. Yeah, no problem.
Alex Tuck is having a lot of success right now, actually, since it started playing with you, with Thompson and Skinner. What did this guy bring? What kind of impact did he have, both in the locker room and on the ice for you?
Yeah, he has a lot of experience already, but he's still a hungry player. He wants more. He wants more in the moment of today. He wants more in his career. So he's constantly engaged about learning and getting better. And personally, I've been around him since his days at the national team, the U.S. national team program. I watched him there, and I see him now with experience that I've mentioned in the NHL, and I've told our media many times, he has so much more potential. He hasn't even scratched the surface of his potential at the NHL level. In Vegas, he was playing behind players, and here's your role, just and here now, again, he's got so many attributes that are still can develop so much further that it's exciting to have him, and he's provided leadership and confidence already. So,
what kind of difference does it make for a guy like him not to be the big guy on the line, having Thompson in the center that can also do the rough job?
Yeah, when you have a 6'7" center, it's kind of nice. And Tage is getting physically stronger. It seems day by day, but I've watched his progress since, again, another guy I had at 16 years old, and watched his growth, physical growth, and maturing over the last 6-7 years. And he's big and strong by NHL standards already, but again, he's another guy that's not even close to where he's going to be even months from now.
Through a season like this, where you're not winning as many games as you'd like, for your players, what do you do to keep their spirits up and make sure that whatever messages you're imparting onto them don't go stale?
Yeah, the only winning we focus on is the game exactly in front of us. You have an opportunity to win that game every night you play, and you have to let it go and move on to the next one. And so as far as the winning, we talk a lot about, you lay out a game plan strategy to compete against your competitor that's in front of you. But where we're at as an organization is there's so much more that leads to winning consistently, and the details of that. And for us, it's just straight development. I mentioned two guys right there, Alex Tuck and Tage Thompson, that just keep getting better. And we need them to continue to focus on that, knowing that when all these guys turn their focus inside and in that development, we're going to turn the corner here and win a lot more games than not. And we feel very confident we're getting closer to that every day because of the work we're putting in.
Jeff Skinner mentioned to me earlier how you're good at communicating with players. How important is that facet to you when trying to talk to your players in the locker room?
Communication is everything, and having a plan for guys is to me, those are the two biggest things. It's hard to communicate to a guy if you don't really have anything to communicate to him. I mean, you need a plan, you need a vision for each guy, and you need a vision for your team, and otherwise you're not going to communicate. When you have that and you develop a feel for that, communication is easy, and you know, we talk about everywhere in life how communication is essential, but the key components to that is what I mentioned. You have to have a plan for guys and a vision for that, and we do with our guys. And it's easy because they put the work in, and they're aspiring athletes. Like I said, Alex Tuck, for example, he's accomplished so much, but he has a vision to accomplish more, and that's what we're working with every day. So again, the communication has been easy in that regard.
And last one, aside from the development of your players, what else needs to happen to the team's culture before they can truly turn into a contending team?
I think we have a culture that is extremely strong right now. I mean, and you know, we have a culture that is strong enough to endure what we need to endure before the winning comes, which is essential. I talk to guys, every team I've ever had, and challenge them with the fact that what comes first, confidence or winning? You know, a lot of people think, well, I need to win or I need to score a goal to be confident. Well, that's not a very good foundation to have that way. So we've had a lot of focus just on that foundation of confidence, and you know, again, it's a lot of it is control what you can control and make sure you keep getting better. And you know, with that focus, we have every reason to be confident every day that we're going the right direction. You stay the right direction, it's going to work out, and we fully believe that.
I have a last one, which is completely off subject. Your sister was named assistant GM in Vancouver 2 weeks ago. How exciting was it for you and your family to see her finally getting this job, and how good is it for women in hockey to see this kind of model?
Yeah, it was extremely exciting to know your sister is going to take over a position within a great organization in Vancouver. I can say that because I worked for the Canucks at one point, and she's earned it. She's worked. She's deserved it. She's been not only as a professional in the industry of working with the Seattle Kraken, but as a player. The grind that she had to go through to play through injuries, and with a bullseye on her back. Obviously, you know, all those top end players, no matter what league you're in, and you got to fight and endure a lot. So she is. I'm proud of her for that, and you know, even more so that she's able to help advance women in the game, along with many women. You know, Haley Wickenheiser and so many girls that have played up here against her. You know, the ones that gave her the hardship I speak of, the battles that they had, they all made each other better. And I can tell you that watching her play, specifically against the Canadian teams, all of those girls in the games, women now, I mean, they battled as hard as anybody in our industry. So it's nice to see them getting rewarded for that work, because they clearly have experience and know how it feels within our industry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Can I
you.
say
Yeah.
one on Zoom, actually?
Okay.
Sorry.
Matthias Danielson recently maybe has had a few bumps in the road. What kind of mental makeup does Matthias have? Is he a guy that dwells on those types of things, or can he get past it and move on quickly?
Yeah, I will say a couple things on that, Paul. The hiccups that he's had are really, really minor. He's just never had a hiccup at the NHL level. So but we love the fact that those hiccups are so little and minor, because he still ends up killing the play or making a play as a result most of the time, or more than the average guy anyway, because he's just such an incredible athlete. But for him, you know, everything is new to him. I guess you know my approach to these young guys is these are the experiences that they then become an experienced guy by living these and immersing in these. And He's getting more comfortable. We're encouraging him, to live through it, to experience it. Don't dwell on it. Initially he when he'd make a mistake, he would be concerned that, okay, what's the repercussion of this mistake beyond, the shift that he just took? Am I going to be bumped down the lineup? Might I lose my job? Those sorts of things that go through anybody's head. We've gotten him past all that concern, I think, and he's back dialed into the moment quicker and responding great. Again, our belief in him is probably much higher than his belief in him right now as he enters the league, because we just know of his potential, how fast he can start chipping away at that. And I think he's starting to sense that too. So he's gaining confidence in that knowledge, Paul. He's able to self-correct and see it, and he feels it, and we see his confidence elevating every day as a result.
Hi, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. I'm just curious, playing the Canadiens twice in this short window with a new coach, is there any, slight changes or maybe differences in the way you prepare for this second matchup?
Yeah, the biggest difference for me is, they finally, I shouldn't say finally, I mean, they've worked hard and it's been a really quick turnaround for them. I thought they played with renewed energy last time, but they hadn't been rewarded for it. They were still looking for that first win since the coaching change. Since then, they've rattled off 3 wins, obviously in the last 3 games. So they're the players, I would imagine, are able to tie in what the coaches are bringing and the execution that can result from that. So they definitely look more confident. There's, just watching the video of the last game when the Maple Leafs were in here, it's obvious that, the fans in Montreal back in the building, adding passion, no matter what the capacity is. There's more passion in the building, and the players feed off of that. And that was evident watching their games, coupled with them gaining a better idea of the identity they want to play with, and confidence, intertwined in that. So it'll be a different game, I'm sure, and one we definitely have to be ready for. We can't come in here thinking it's going to be anything like it was a week ago.
Hey, Don, 2 quick things. Trump is outside. Could you hear your answer when you were asked who was playing both sides?
Anderson is in that.
Okay, what went into that decision to come back?
He is our top guy, and he's ready. He's had a couple days rest, and that's it. I mean, that's the essence of the decision. Is he had enough rest time in between, and he's our number 1 guy. So.
And the other thing is, we've talked so much about the power play. I think we've overlooked a little the run you're on and the penalty kill. It seems like it's as good as it's been maybe since the first few games of the season. What has worked in that area in these last 5 games?
Geez, you're asking me to give out secrets, Mike. 4 or 5 hours before the game. No, I think if you looked at the film, and I'm not gonna divulge any secret because it's in the pre-scout. If you watch us, we've been way more aggressive on the penalty kill. That has been a focus. We felt we gave up too much time and space at moments on the penalty kill when pressure favored the penalty kill. Identifying when to pressure, and we just weren't doing that. We lost the feel for when to pressure, and we backed off too much. So now, we've really had a renewed focus on, okay, when within the context of this kill are our opportunities to pressure. And that's where it's as simple as that. We've been better at that, reading that, and then attacking those opportunities physically and, with some quickness.